Hey guys, I'm going to do a video about, I guess you could call them drills. Some of them are just little practice things I do. But this is not going to be that video. This is going to be, I don't know, an intro to that or something. It's not even going to be that. What I'm going to talk about is, I guess, the most basic, generic drill that there probably is. And what I'm talking about is any shot that you think you should make every time, yet you miss it. You're in a match or something and you missed a shot. I should never miss a shot. Now, depending on your skill level, there's going to be different. There are going to be people that are going to miss this three every now and then. You know, maybe they don't feel like they should ever miss it. You know, me, I was thinking about a spot shot earlier. I was thinking about, no, I should not make this every time. I should be decent at it. I should be better at it than I am. But every time, no, I don't think so. So let me move the cue ball up to like this dot. Should I make this three every time? If I don't have any shape or to get or anything like that, just make the three. I think I probably should. At my level, I should probably make the three every time I shoot. But every now and then, you know, I'll miss the shot. And what would be nice is if when I did that, I did this world's most generic drill and just shot this shot however many times I need to shoot it, to where I start to feel a little bit better about myself. You know, Bert Kinnister used to say in his old videos, shoot a shot 500 times, you'll own it for the rest of your life. I'll never know if that's a true statement or not. For the same reason, as a kid, I never knew how many licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Just don't have that kind of patience. But I'm watching a match right now between Alex and Tony. And Alex missed a shot yesterday, hard to believe. And then they did a player break, and Alex spent the entire player break just practicing that simple shot, that just simple for him, that simple shot. And I think it's a very, very good thing to do to, you know, get that muscle memory back, maybe get that, you know, confidence back, whatever. This shot's probably a little bit tough because I am stretched out. This is probably not a shot where I should say legitimately, I'm never going to miss this shot. Maybe if I start looking at, you know, something like this where I'm not quite as stretched out, because I'll miss shots like this. Better players than me will miss shots like this. Not very damn often, but often enough. And I think it's a good idea to, when you run across something like that, that you don't think you should ever miss, and yet you do, work on it. Even though it seems stupid to work on, you know, in my case, make the 13 and draw back to touch this rail. It seems pretty easy to me to do this. But guess what? Every now and then, I'm going to draw back and scratch in this corner. Every now and then, I may rattle the 13 out. And so it's just a matter of just shoot it. Just shoot it a bunch. You don't have to shoot it 500 times, like Bert Kinnister says. I don't think you have to shoot it 500 times. Or just shoot it. If I should never miss this, then I should be able to validate that opinion by shooting it enough times. Maybe if I'm not stretched out, I can take this angle back. Yeah, I should never miss this 8. And I'm not stretched out over the table this time. But I will miss it sometimes. So, I was having a conversation. I was talking about most people, I believe, I don't even know if it's most, but that's kind of what I said at the time, was most people think that they are better than they are. At probably just about anything, but like at pool that we were talking about. And that's because I think most people are kind of optimists, especially about, an activity that they really love doing. Tend to remember the good things way more than, the bad things. They think, well, the bad thing that was just a fluke. That hardly ever happens. It'll never happen again, that type of deal. But if you're trying to be a realist, not an optimist, not a pessimist, but a realist, and if you're able to look at your game objectively, then you go, you know what? What I remember is when I'm shooting well. But really, my game is about here. Don't remember so much when I'm shooting badly. And just doing these little stupid things, I don't know, it can kind of solidify it a little bit. Now, if you're a pessimist, you probably shoot better than you think you do. Because your mistakes and stuff, they stick in you and haunt you, and you can't sleep anymore and all that. And yeah, I tried my damnedest to miss that one just now. Should never have brushed the rail on the way in, but I did. It's not hurting anything for me to practice this shot. That time I'm going to scratch. Yeah, so there we go. So there's one right there. I need to work on that shot that I should never miss. Not necessarily work on making it every time, but work on not scratching every time, or not ever scratching. And so, sure, this doesn't hurt anything, and in theory it helps. In this case, I missed and scratched. Yay! You get that on camera? You all see that? This kind of stuff happens. I try to be a realist. I think most people try to be a realist, but I'm not. I'm an optimist. When it comes to my game and such, I don't shoot as well as I think I do. I think I'm better than I am. Of course, if I have a bad day or I'm in a slump or whatever, then it may go the other way. But for the most part, I think I'm never going to miss this one cross side because I'm a good banker. But guess what? It's a bank shot, so it's hard, and I'm certainly subject to missing it. I'm probably about 80% on that bank if I'm a realist about it. But no, I'm an optimist, so I'm always going to make that shot. Yeah, I'm not always going to make it. If it bothers me, then practice it, and I do practice a lot of shots like this, where I'll just do the same shot over and over and over and over and over. I don't do a lot of practicing of some of the simpler examples that I was showing. And I think I probably should. I think I probably should, especially given the fact that I screwed up on this guy. I don't need to practice this. I've been playing pool for 40 years. Why do I need to practice this? Well, Dave, you would need to practice this because you can't make it every time, and you should be able to. Should be able to make it every time. And you can't, and you want to be able to, so practice stupid shot. Now, everybody's goals are going to be different. There are going to be people that are going to say, I should make this every time. I'm not one of those people. And I'm a realist enough to know that even though I think I'm better than I really am, I don't think I'm good enough to make that every time. If I want to be good enough to make it every time, I have to put in the effort to shoot it and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. It's not going to come to me just by playing 9-ball or whatever, and every now and then this shot comes up, so every now and then I get to shoot it. No, if I wanted to get this shot into the category of I'm going to make it every time, then I have to put in the hours and the strokes and put the down all every time, or as close as I can. I may never get to the point where I can make this every time. But maybe I can make it a 90% make or something like that for me. That would still be a hell of an improvement over what I have. I just do it. I have a practice. I have a table in my basement. Not just because I enjoy playing pool against myself down here. I do enjoy that. It's because, and it's not just because I want to improve down here so I can go out, you know, in the public and play well. I do enjoy that as well. But it's to work on stuff and not be embarrassed by it. If I was at my local pool hall, you know, and somebody, a friend of mine or whatever, saw me practicing this, they would assume that, I think they might assume I was injured or something. I was trying to get it back. At this 8-ball tournament last weekend, a friend of ours, he had had a cataract surgery. So his vision was like all screwed up. And in between matches, we could see him shooting shots that, for him, you know, were always fairly easy shots. Not 100% makes, but fairly easy. And he was missing. He couldn't see very well at all. He said it made his vision worse with cataract surgery. And I don't know how long ago it was that he had the surgery, but he was just practicing. If he'd been practicing something easy, maybe some people would say, man, this guy's really gone downhill in his game. But we knew about the surgery and such. I don't know, I felt like I had a lot more stuff I wanted to say just about this most generic thing. You could call it a drill, you could just call it practicing a certain shot or whatever. I have talked about this kind of shot here before, where I will shoot this, not because I want to get to the point where I can make it every time. I feel like I should, honestly. I feel like I should, because I practice it all the damn time. But that's the optimist in me talking again. Realistically, this would be more like a shot I should never miss. But come back here, nah, I think I'm allowed to miss this every now and then, but I don't want to miss it very much. And I use this to basically make sure my alignment is correct. So I do change my stance and all that quite a bit. Make sure my alignment is correct and my stroke is straight. That time my stroke wasn't straight. So that sucked. But I can get down here and practice this. Here in my basement, I can turn myself around and kind of half-ass watch TV while I shoot the shot, and I guarantee it doesn't hurt. It may not help as much as I would like, because I keep changing my damn physical style. That's a different problem. But it almost certainly doesn't ever hurt. Just keep doing that. If you have a problem with a shot, work on it. Especially if you have a problem with a shot that you don't feel like you're ever going to miss. Because guess what? If you have a shot you don't feel like you're ever going to miss, then you're probably going to shoot it every time it comes up in a game. And then if you miss it, then you could lose the game or whatever. Look like an idiot. You could do something that you don't want to do. So if you have a shot that you think you're going to make every time, but you don't make it every time, yet you're still going to shoot it every time, these things don't all jive. You either got to be a realist, and you know what? I can't make this 6 every time. Maybe if I'm in some big important one-pocket game, maybe I should look for something else. Look for a way to make this a two-way shot. Do something. Or if you work on it and you get to the point where you can legitimately make it every time, then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I think most people want to be realists and have honest opinions of what their abilities are. But I also think most people are not realists. If you have a buddy or somebody that can give you a really objective opinion, then that's pretty good too. I do all these videos for myself, and I do watch them. And so I can be kind of objective after the fact and watch myself and go, I thought I shot really well that morning, But I did miss some shots that I shouldn't miss. Maybe I should mess with those. This is the kind of shot that, you know, I don't feel like I should make it every time. But every time I miss it, it's still a little bit surprising to me. So that's annoying. Because I don't want to play safe on a shot like this in one pocket. I want to play shape for something else. And so I work on it. I try pretty hard to work on stuff that annoys me about my own game. That, you know, I could be better at something. I don't just go, well, I could be better at that. Try to work on it and get better at that. Don't just wish. Try to work on it. Even if it's a stupid little simple shot, if it's a shot I miss, then maybe it's not quite so simple. It's not quite as simple as the optimist in me thinks it is. Maybe it just needs some extra work. And that's all I really want to say about that. I do want to do another video about some of the drills and such that I sometimes mess with. There's a couple that I don't really mess with, but I think they're a pretty good idea. There are a hell of a lot of people on YouTube that are a hell of a lot better than me and do drills that are fantastic. If you're wanting to be sick, go watch Darren Appleton or Jason Shaw do some of their drills. Margaret Fefalova Tyler now do some of their drills. It's, you know, a mere mortal like me will never be that good, and I'm not expecting to. But it's fun to watch what are, you know, those top professionals, what are those people capable of doing. Pretty damn cool. Anyway, so I'm going to do some that are more like normal people, and I'm probably going to miss some and things like that. But if I miss, that means that is something that I need to work on. You know, kind of true of all drills. If you had a drill and you never missed a drill, you had it mastered, never missed it, maybe pick a tougher drill next time around, that type of deal. But what I'm talking about are just things that, you know, I do screw up. I feel like they're certainly attainable, but I screw them up. So work on them and make them a little bit more attainable. Don't screw them up as often. And maybe eventually, some of the ones that I have, I can tweak them a little bit and make them a little bit tougher for me. Add some extra balls, things like that. I'll get into that in my next video, or my future video. Like I said,